Hey, what's going on? It's Serge here again. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about these pair of graphics cards. Here we got two RX560s. They seem to be the only graphics card on the market right now that are selling for MSRP or retail price, or what they should be selling for. So let's see how they mine, and I'm going to tell you if you should buy them for mining or just wait for the prices to go down, which they will. You just got to wait. But if you're impatient, should you buy these? Quick little thing here. I know this is annoying sometimes when people do this, but if I don't get 1,000 subscribers by February 20th, I'll no longer be able to make money on this channel. I know, annoying, right? Probably don't care, but if you do care, definitely hit the subscribe. And while it doesn't really matter if I make money or not on this channel, it's definitely a motivation to get a little bit of money back from the channel, which will produce better videos because I'll be more motivated to make them because I'll be getting paid pennies for it. Now there's two things I have with this graphics card against it, and I've already said why you should buy it. You should buy it because it's retail price. Now when I bought these on like January 13th, it said that they'd be in stock on the 18th, and then they came on the 19th, which is good. It's good. I mean, I only had to wait 5 days or so for them to come in stock, and then they shipped them to me, but they were at retail, which is good. Waiting 5 days for a card that is retail price is not bad. Now, you might remember from past videos that I split up my graphics cards. One rig has the NVIDIA cards. I have two 1060s, and then one rig had my RX480 because I was going to fill up the NVIDIA one with NVIDIA cards only and fill up the RX or the AMD cards on one rig. But I decided to combine them. As you can see, I have all 5 cards, two 1060s, RX480, and these two new RX560s all on one rig because I'm just wasting power on 2 CPUs when I could be running 1 CPU. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing that. Now, why that's important to this video is because I have a 1200 watt power supply, and those 5 cards are taking like 550 watts. Now, if you think that's a lot, it probably is. I just haven't correctly set up the settings for all the cards to get the maximum profit with the least amount of electricity pulled from the wall. But let's just say that is the most profitable settings. 550 watts from the wall from 5 cards. My motherboard can support up to 7. 2 more cards. At this rate, by the time I fill up my rig, I would have nowhere near use 1200 watts on the rig, which is what my power supply is rated for. So if you have all the stuff for a rig and you have a 1200 watt power supply and you just fill it up with a bunch of these, you're not going to be using your power supply to what it's rated for, and it'll just be wasted money. If you have a 1200 watt power supply like me, you would want to fill it up with like 1080 Ti's so that you could use that power supply to its full potential. Now, if you want to buy these cards and fill up an entire rig with RX560s, 6 of them, 7 of them, buy an 850 watt power supply. That'll be fine. That'll do you great. You'll be using the power supply to its full potential probably. But for me, if I were to fill up the rig with 2 more RX560s, probably bring it to like 750 watts. And that's like 500, 600 watts wasted. Now, if you had an 850, like I mentioned before, that would leave you a headroom of 100 watts. That's what you usually want to do. You want to leave a little bit of headroom. 80% headroom is usually the rule. So 850 watt power supply using 750 watts, that would be perfect for my rig. 5 of these cards, 850 watts. But if you were to fill up with all these, you could definitely get away with filling up 7 cards of these on an 850 watt. Now that's my first beef. If you have a beefy power supply, filling up a rig with all these is not using your PSU to the full potential. Now that just might be a me problem because I have a beefy power supply and maybe you don't. Maybe you have a small one. So my next piece of information, the mining performance. So we got here 10.5 megahash second on Ethereum, and for my cards they both had micron memory, so overclocking it doesn't respond to it. I've tried everything. After I overclock the memory, literally nothing happens. It's the same hash rate all around. That's what I noticed with the cards with micron. They do not respond to the overclocks. They don't overclock. I've tried to mod the BIOS on these because they don't have a encrypted BIOS. It doesn't work. Micron will not let you mod the BIOS. It won't let you overclock. They're pretty restricted cards. Now, if you went out like me and bought 2 of these cards and you got 2 Samsung cards, I bet if you overclock those babies, you get 15 megahash is what people are reporting online. 15 megahash. If you could get 15 megahash out of these 2 cards, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's basically getting an RX 480, and you're just taking up 2 PCIe slots instead of 1. That's it. But for me, both Micron, each of them getting 10.5 megahash a second. So at a combined 22 or 21 megahash a second, that makes it basically my one of my 1060s with Micron memory gets 22 megahash a second on Ethereum. Now, I don't mine with it on Ethereum. I mine that 1060 with Zcash or Zencash. But these two are basically the equivalent of a 1066 gigabyte. These two working together on Ethereum, and that'll get you 21 megahash. And for $277 for both of them being $1, $130, $120, something like that, that's not bad. That's not horrible. At the current profitability rates, they're making about $1 and a few cents change, like maybe $1.10 at most. Let's go worst case scenario. They make $1 a day. If you go worst case scenario, $1 a day, that'll be $30 in a month, and then over 4 months, they'll pay themselves off. 4 months is not ideal, but I mean, if you get Samsung ones, they'll be able to pay themselves off in like 3, maybe even 2.7 months. So if you get Samsung memory, you're cutting your ROI down at least like 15 to 20%, which is crazy. Now, I haven't gotten the exact power draw from these cards, but from what I'm doing math in my head, I'm doing a little bit of math in my head, so I'm thinking the power supply, or let's see, the CPU is taking on like 30 watts. Then the RX480 I have is taking probably 100 maybe 90 watts. So that we're up to like 130, let's say. And then we'll go up 80 watts each on my two 1060s. So we're up to about 300 there. And I'm taking about 500 watts from the wall. So I probably haven't done the most efficient power settings, but I think each of these right now are taking about 80 watts. But I could probably turn that way down on each of my cards and get way better results. I don't quite have the time right now to try and find the best settings, so I'm just kind of letting them go right now. But they could definitely improve. So right now, mine are taking 80 watts from the wall. Okay, so sorry about the quick shirt change. I just realized my camera can only record for 10 minutes before it automatically stops recording. So as we were saying, if you really want to get into mining and you cannot absolutely wait, you absolutely can't wait, yes, you can get this card. It'll pay off in 4 months. But right now, the profitability is really high. But when the profitability inevitably gets low again, these cards are going to be performing poorly. And during that low time, when profitability is low, all the high-end graphics cards are going to be cheap again, more retail price appropriate. So that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to wait maybe a month or two. Profitability is going to go down inevitably. Like I said in past videos, it's like an ocean. It goes up, profitability goes up, prices go up. Then when the profitability goes down, prices go down. It's just a wave. You have to wait for the wave to go down. Right now it's really high up, so you got to wait for the wave to come down. It's just the way the crypto ocean works. So yeah, that's it for this video. 1,000 subs before February 20th. Let's get it. I believe in you. Show me some activity in the comments. Show me you exist. Leave some comments saying just anything, absolutely anything. And also leave a like if you did. And I'll see you in the next video.